Don't cash crop my cornrows.
So black hair has always been
It's got more games.
of black culture. Black hair requires action in order for it to grow and remain healthy. So black women have always done their hair. It's just a part of life. Braids, locks, twists, and cornrows. Cornrows are a really functional way of keeping black textured hair unknotted and neat, but local style. So you can see why hair is such a big part of hip-hop and rap culture. These are styles of music which African-American communities created in order to affirm our identities and our voices. In the early 2000s, you saw many R&B stars wearing cornrows. Alicia Keys, Beyonce, R. Kelly, and many more. As hip-hop became more and more popular and integrated into pop culture, so did black culture. Eminem's album went 4 times platinum and achieved immense success in hip-hop world. Black culture had become popular. As the early 2000s turned into 2010, white people began to wear clothing and accessories.
Okay, they do not look cute. Oh God.
So by 2013,
as a white person, I'm telling white people to stop.
The fashion world had adopted cornrows as well. Cornrows and braids were seen on high fashion runways for brands like Marquesa and Alexander McQueen.
I love Alexander McQueen though.
Featuring cornrows as their new urban hairstyle. Riff Raff came onto the scene, a suburban white middle-class man who almost ironically took on a black accent and wore braids and gold.
Riff Raff and James Franco really bother me because they try and appropriate so many things that have nothing to do with them. And they're just both very obnoxious white.
And then James Franco took inspiration from Riff Raff as well as aliens from Breakers. The pop stars and icons adopted black culture as a way of being edgy and gaining attention. In 2013, Miley Cyrus twerks and uses black women as props. And in 2014, in one of her videos called This Is How We Do, Katy Perry uses ebonics and hand gestures to use watermelons while wearing corners before cutting inexplicably into a picture of Aretha Franklin. I see you. So, as you can see, cultural appropriation.
Cultural appropriation is still rampant.
Not only were white people becoming rappers, but they were excelling in the world of hip-hop. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's song Thrift Shop garnered the #1 spot on Billboard's year-end chart 2013, and then Iggy Azalea's song Fancy reached #1 the following year. And in May 2014, Forbes released an article titled Hip-Hop's Unlikely New Star, a white blonde
Hip-hop's unlikely new star? She doesn't know how to say
it. Does everyone hate her now?
Police brutality against black people came to the forefront in an incredible movement ignited by the murders of Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, and many others. People began to protest institutionalized racism by marching and by using social media. Celebrities spread awareness and shared condolences, or at least some did, as Azealia Banks, a black female rapper, pointed out. As Azealia Banks observed in her tweets, white musicians who partook in hip-hop culture and adopted blackness, Iggy Azalea in particular, get to speak on the racism that comes along with black identity.
That's true, she never said anything about that.
Until Banks participated in an interview on New York's Hot 97.
The problem when you're trying to, like, say that it's hip-hop and you're trying to, like, put it like up against black culture, like it's like a cultural smudging, is what I see. All it says to white kids is like, oh yeah, you're great, you're amazing, you can do whatever you put your mind to. And it says to black kids, you don't have no ownership, not even that you created yourself. It makes me sad.
That itself is what is so complicated when it comes to black culture. I mean, the line between cultural appropriation and cultural exchange is always going to be blurred, but here's the thing. Appropriation occurs when a style leads to racist generalizations or stereotypes or originations, but is deemed as high fashion, cool, or funny when the privileged take it for themselves. Appropriation occurs when the appropriator is not aware of the deep significance of the culture that they are taking in. Hip-hop stems from a black struggle. It stems from jazz and blues, styles of music which African Americans created to retain humanity in the face of adversity, which itself stems from songs being translated to communicate and survive. On a smaller scale, but in a similar vein, braids and cornrows are not merely stylistic. They're necessary in order to keep black hair neat. So I've been seeing this question a lot on social media, and I think it's really relevant. What would America be like if we loved black people as much as we love black culture?
It's pretty cool.
I think that what she had to say was really relevant, and that she has a really good point.
She makes a really good point when she says people don't understand the line between cultural appropriation and cultural exchange, and saying how when white people take on aspects of Black culture, they're seen as cool and edgy, and then just taking those kind of aspects away from Black people, and Azealia Banks said, taking it away for the privilege, taking it away from the people that created it, and that's extremely accurate. And people just need to understand that there is a line, and it can't continue to be crossed, or else people will just continue to, things like racism and prejudice won't end if people keep assuming that it's okay to use aspects of other races and genders to try and make themselves look better, while still also bringing down associated race or gender.
What was the overall message of this video?
I think that this video was, what she was trying to say is that cultural appropriation is very prevalent in our society, especially in hip hop culture. I guess people, they don't necessarily know where trends come from, but they still adopt it as their own, and they think it's really stylish and cool, but they don't really know the origin or the story behind it.
I think the overall message was that white people appreciate Black culture more than their actual race.
The meaning of this video was to address the line between cultural appropriation and cultural exchange, and discussing the appropriation of necessary Black culture and Black characteristics that people who aren't Black taking over what these people have created and do for themselves, and how they use it as a fashion statement more over than just a way of life, and how it's taking a negative toll on the acceptance of those